This is a video tutorial on how to make a test in Eduphoria, so please follow along and take any notes that you need. This will take you all the way through sharing your your test with Miss Mabisha Stubblefield. All right, what you're going to want to do is you're going to start over here with Aware. So click on Aware, and you're going to have 5 different tabs. We are going to focus more on here where it says Assessments. So you're going to go to Assessments, and then it's going to come up to your teacher tests. You have your active teacher test, and you also have your archive teacher tests. Your active ones are the ones that you're working on right now, but if you wanted to start a brand new one, you're going to come to the bottom and click Create a New Teacher Test. This is going to open up an option wizard for you. You can create a quick test key. Quick test key means all you're doing is assigning your standards and all of your questions are multiple choice. If you want to create your test from the TEKS Resource Bank questions, then you need to do Create a New Blank Test. And then hit Next. Here you are going to title it. Now it is very important in your title that you put the grade level. So we are going to start with 7th grade. Actually, let's grade level. Then you want to put what subject it is. And then what unit. This reason being is when you share it at the end, you want to make sure when we are searching for this that it has the grade level, the subject, and the unit so that we know, because if it's Unit 2, 8th grade, well, we don't know if it's science, social studies, math, or whatnot. So make sure you do that. And then choose your grade level, any one that you want to choose the one that is the majority of your students. So high school I know gets a little bit different, but you can just do the one that is closest to where your students are. And we're going to hit Next. This is when you select your course. This is how you're going to be able to pick the items from the item bank. So if I am doing, let's say, middle school math, this is a 7th grade test. So I'm going to be pulling standards from 7th grade math. There's a way that you can pull from different subjects or different grade levels, and I can show you that in a minute, but right now primarily we're going to be doing grade 7. All right, so now we're finished. So I'm going to hit Finish. So here's my test as it comes up. You have several options. Let me take that off so we can see everything. You have several options. You can check and make sure the test name is correct, the subject area is correct, the primary grade level. It shows that you were the one who took it. Thank you. Created the test. So thank you, Ms. Becker, for letting me use your screenshot. It's very important here that you do change the satisfactory and advanced, depending on what you and your team decided on what you consider satisfactory on your unit assessments. If you would like to enter instructions, it's not necessary, but you can if you'd like. Now, the next tab is the Curriculum tab. This is where you can add other questions from different grade levels. So if I wanted to add another course and say I wanted to pull from 6th grade standards also, I can add that course. And now I'm going to have access to the 6th and 7th grade mathematics questions in my TEKS Resource System item bank. But for just today, we are going to just use the 7th grade. Here's where we add our questions, and then advanced at the end. You can do a bubble sheet only, or if it's interactive, we're only going to be doing bubble sheets. And the calculator or anything like that is only for your online math tests. So now let's look on how to add a question. For this, If you wanted to add your own typed in question, you would go to the Add Question button right here. But for our unit assessments, we need to use our TEKS resource system. So I'm going to go to the Search the Item Bank. And I would not recommend clicking here for your keyword or question. I would choose the drop-down menu, and you can choose per standard. So if I am working with, let me find one that'll give me quite a few. All right, so we're working on 7.4a in this unit, and so now I'm going to search the item bank. Now we want to use the TEKS resource system bank, so it'll be quicker if you'll type that in whenever you're searching. Now you can change the difficulty and the complexity, the balloons, the level of that, the type of question, the language, because there's going to be English and Spanish, and then modified. I would recommend to leave that empty because there's only so many TEKS resource system questions, and you want to be able to look at all of them. It will not be an overwhelming amount. So here are all the questions that pertain and are aligned to this standard 7.4a. So I can use the blue drop-down menu to look at each question to preview it. If I like it, I can check it. I can check that one. And I also would like, well, there's no numerical. The constructed response, I'm going to tell you on the constructed response, it's harder to put in to when you're scanning your document. So if you do use that, just understand that it's going to take some teacher grading and hand keying when you're putting that in. I really enjoy using them for my formative assessments or little quizzes in between big tests. So those questions are there for you to use if you'd like to do that. So if I pick those three, and then I'm going to add the ones that I selected. And from that point, I can pick another standard and search my item bank again. And these are the questions that are aligned to 7.4e, converting between measurement systems. So again, I can go through, read, and see if I like them, and if I do, then I can select them and add them to my test. Once I've added everything that I'd like, you could close, and if you see, all of these questions are now on my assessment. I can change the order that their questions are in. I can move them up or down. I can edit each question. So if I hit the green, let me show you that again. When you hover over the question, if you'll hit the green pencil, you can edit. So if you see a grammatical error, you can edit that. You can go into options. You can change it to full width or half width. You can change the spacing. This will put the spacing after the question, so if you wanted it to be smaller or larger. And check your standards. The standards are accurate. I would not change that. And then resources, we really don't have any use for that at this moment. So everything's good. You can hit finished. If you accidentally put the question in twice, or you don't like it and you change your mind, you can choose the remove question. It'll ask you if you're sure. You hit OK, and now that question is gone and everything else is moved up. So once you complete your assessment and you are completely ready, it's in the format that you want, you've played with it, then you are going to come up to this button right here, and you are going to share. The reason that we're sharing is that so Ms. Stubblefield and the district can make the assessment local, so that anybody can pull your data and look and see what the results of the unit assessment were. So when you hit the share button, you're going to search for user. I'm searching for Miss Mabisha Stubblefield, so there she is. And then I'm going to click Send Test. Okay, and it's going to give me a confirmation that it has been sent, and now she has access to it. Now on her end, it does not automatically pop up and show her. So at this point, you need to save your test, and you are going to need to email her. And in that email, you're going to need to put the name of test, the date it is being administered, you'll also need to put in the subject and grade level. Once you email that stuff to her, she will make it local and email back your Scantrons. Do not print your Scantrons from here. You have that option over in the Analyze, but do not do that. It will not work. You need to use the Scantrons that Mabisha sends you. Now, if you want to watch the next video on once your results are in on how to make a V-chart, you should be able to grab that link. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, feel free to email your coach or myself. Thank you for listening.